Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are practicing in the Sonoran Desert to ground into the element of earth. So the focus of today's flow is grounding in to yourself and your surroundings. So the desert is somewhere that I have lived my whole life and feel very grounded, and I encourage you, if you can, to do this practice somewhere that you feel the same. But wherever you are, begin standing on your mat with your feet hip-width distance apart. Allow your arms to rest at your sides and shine your palms forward. Begin to circle around with your hips, shifting your weight from your right heel to your left heel, to your left toes, to your right toes. Shifting through your weight, trying to find a center of balance where you can evenly distribute your weight between all four corners of your 2 feet. Once you feel steady, find stillness and take one deep breath in and exhale out. On your next inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, come up onto your tippy toes, and exhale, release. Inhale, arms up onto your tippy toes, and exhale, release. Do 2 more with your own breath. On your next inhale, keep your heels grounded and just reach your arms up and overhead. Grab a hold of the left wrist, inhale to lengthen, and exhale to lean towards the right. Maybe looking up under the left shoulder, and maybe releasing your right palm down alongside your thigh. Breathing into the left side body here, and noticing how this makes you feel. Inhale to come back to center, and exhale, release your hands down at your sides. Tadasana. Take one deep breath in, and exhale out. Inhale to reach your arms up and overhead, switching sides, grabbing a hold of the right wrist and leaning towards the left, maybe looking up under the right shoulder, and maybe releasing your left palm down along the thigh. Inhale to rise back to center, and exhale, hands down at your sides. If you aren't at the top of your mat, make your way there. And inhale your arms up and overhead, this time exhaling behind your back, interlacing your fingers. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to fold, bending into the knees, lowering your torso down onto your thighs, and pulling your arms up and away from you. So feeling a good stretch through the shoulders here, and allowing your neck to just hang. If the interlacing your fingers behind your back is too much, feel free to always just release your fingers down to the mat. On your next exhale, go ahead and release your hands down to the mat. Plant your hands and step your left foot back, bringing the left knee down to the mat, bending into the right knee so that it's at a 90-degree angle, and inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Make sure that your knee is directly over your ankle, and inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale to release your right forearm to the inside of your right knee. Press the forearm into the knee as you exhale to lean the left arm overhead, stretching into the left side body here. Inhale to rise both arms up and overhead, and exhale to release palms to mat and roll back onto your right ankle. Bring your right hand on the inside of your right leg and turn your back knee to face your hands. So you should be facing the long edge of your mat. Extend your right leg out long and inhale your arms up and overhead, and exhale, lean towards the right leg. Inhale to rise back to center, and exhale, lower your hands down in front of you and walk them back to the front of the mat. bending into the right knee still in low lunge, but bring your right palm on the inside of your right foot and walk your right foot out to the edge of your mat. You can stay here up on your palms or lower down onto your forearms for lizard pose. If you are down on your forearms, go ahead and press yourself back up and bring your right knee back to meet the left. Go ahead and take a few cats and cows. So inhale, lift your chest forward, tailbone up for cow, and exhale to round through the spine for cat. Moving with your own breath here, just feeling through the spine. On your next inhale, come to a neutral spine and step your left foot up in between the hands, coming into low lunge, second side. Bring your hands to your hips, make sure that the knee is directly over the ankle before you inhale both arms up and overhead. Exhale to release your left forearm down to the inside of your left knee. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, lean over towards the left, stretching through the right side body. Inhale both arms back overhead and exhale to release down to the mat, rocking back onto your left heel. Stretching into the hamstring here, just let your head hang heavy. Bring the left hand on the inside of the left leg and turn your back knee to face the long edge of your mat, extending your left leg out long and inhaling both arms up and overhead before exhaling to lean towards the left leg. Inhale both arms back up to center and exhale, release them down in front of you and walk them to the top of your mat. Walk your left foot out to the outer edge of your mat for lizard pose and either stay up on your palms or lower down onto your forearms. If you are down on your forearms, press into your palms to rise and step your left knee back to meet the right. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, pedaling out through the feet, pulling your chest towards your thighs. And inhale your right leg up and towards the sky. Open the hip, bend into the knee. And then if it's a part of your practice, go ahead and flip your dog, allowing your right leg to come to the ground behind you, reaching your right arm up and overhead. Inhale brings you back to center, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose, step the foot in between the hands. Drop your back heel and cartwheel your arms up, warrior two. Energize through your fingertips. Pretend like you're being pulled in either direction. Interlace both hands behind your back. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, release your right shoulder down to your right knee, pulling your arms up and over your shoulders, allowing your neck to hang. Engaging the legs, pulling them together in space, and not sinking too deep. Inhale to rise back into warrior two. Exhale back, reverse your warrior. Inhale brings you all the way down, frame the foot, step it back, downward facing dog. reconnecting to your breath before moving to the other side. This time inhaling your left leg up and back, bending into the knee and opening the hip. And if it's a part of your practice, release your left foot behind you down to the ground, reaching your left arm up and overhead for Wild Thing. Inhale brings you back to center, three-legged dog. And exhale, left knee to nose, bring the foot in between the hands. Allow your back heel to drop to the mat and inhale to cartwheel your arms up, Warrior Two. Make sure your knee is aligned over your ankle and engage through your arms. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to lean forward, bringing your left shoulder to your left knee. Again, engaging through the legs so that you don't sink too deeply into the hips and strain yourself. Inhale back to center, Warrior Two. Exhale back, reverse your warrior. And inhale, cartwheel both hands down to frame the foot. Step it back into plank position this time. You can always lower your knees here, but on the inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands and slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Forward folding, maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows and swaying from side to side. On your next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to roll all the way up to standing. Roll your shoulders down and back. Coming into Tadasana, allow your arms to rest at your sides, shining your palms forward, and ground down through all four corners of each foot. Engage through the legs. Make sure that you have a neutral pelvic tilt. And then step your right foot back, bringing your hands to your hips, allowing your right toes to point to the right front corner of your mat before exhaling to fold over the left leg, bringing your hands either to your shins, your one shin, or releasing your hands down to the mat. Feel free to stay here, or if you want to take it a step further, ground down through your right fingertips and twist your left fingertips up towards the sky, opening the chest and really stretching into the outer hip here. Exhale to release. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale to slowly rise into standing, and turn both toes to face the long edge of your mat, maybe walking the feet a little bit farther apart, coming into a wide-legged forward fold, but interlace your hands behind your back, and inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold, pulling your arms up and over, allowing your neck to hang. Slowly release your fingers down to the mat, and plant your right fingertips in the center of your mat, and begin to twist your left fingertips up towards the sky. Again, opening the chest here, keeping the hips neutral and stretching through the upper body. Release the left fingertips back down, and bend into the right knee, pulling the left toes up off of the mat, lowering your hips, maybe bringing your hands to heart center for Skandasana. Inhale to lift, and exhale, bend into the left knee, switching sides, pulling the right toes up. Don't worry if you can't get your seat down very far. Just stretch until you feel a stretch, and that's good enough. Switch back over to the right side. One more. And inhale to come all the way back to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way to standing. Roll your shoulders down and back. Taking a few grounding breaths into Tadasana before doing the other side. Bring your hands to your hips and step your left foot back, angling the toes up to the left corner of your mat. Before inhaling to lengthen, and exhale, fold over the right leg, either bringing your fingertips to your shin or down to the mat. Stay here or ground down through your left fingertips, reaching your right fingertips up towards the sky. Opening the chest for a revolved triangle. Exhale to release back down. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly rise back to standing, turning your toes to face the long edge of your mat, angling them inwards a bit, and interlacing your hands behind your back the more unusual way, and then fold forward. Slowly release the grip of your hands and plant your fingertips on the mat. Place your left fingertips in the center and reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale to release both fingertips down to the mat and slowly begin to bend into the left knee, pulling your right toes up off of the mat and maybe bringing your hands to heart center. Slowly switch to the other side, bending into the right knee, pulling the left toes up, and switch back, bending into the left. And then come back to center, walking your hands to the front of your mat and step the left foot up, coming into a forward fold. Heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat, bend into the knees and lower your hips down into a yogi squat, bringing your hands to heart center and pressing your knees apart with your elbows. You can always place a block under your seat if you are not in the desert. And if you want a little bit more sensation, press your right elbow into the right knee and lift your left fingers up. If you want even more sensation, come up and place your left hand behind you, reaching your right hand overhead, coming into a variation of Wild Thing. Carefully come back into Malasana, Yogi Squat, for the other side. So press your left elbow into the left knee, open towards the right, reaching your right fingertips up, and then dropping them back behind you, lifting your hips, coming into a Wild Thing. Carefully come back into a yogi squat, and then you can place your hands behind you, coming down onto your seat. And bring your soles of feet to touch, coming into butterfly pose, grabbing onto your ankles and rolling your shoulders down and back, sitting up nice and tall, shining your chest forward. And if you choose, you may fold forward as well. On your inhale, slowly roll back up if you had folded forward. Bring your hands to your outer knees and close your legs like a book. And then extend your right leg out long, bringing your left sole of foot to your inner thigh. Inhale your arms up and overhead, and exhale, fold over the right leg. Inhale to rise back up, and exhale, twist, planting your left hand behind you, reaching your right arm up and overhead, pressing into the left knee and the right heel. Release your hips back down and fold forward over the right leg once more. Inhale to slowly rise and cross your left foot over the right knee, coming into a twist, so you can hook your right elbow on your left knee and twist your right arm back behind you. Opening the chest towards the left, making sure you can still breathe deeply and you're not twisting too far. Slowly release the twist, coming back to center and extending both legs out long, maybe tapping out the knees before switching to the other side, bending into the right knee and bringing the right sole of foot to the left inner thigh. Inhale both arms up and overhead, and exhale, fold over the left leg. On your next inhale, lift your arms back up, twist towards the right, plant your right palm behind you, and press your hips up, pressing into the right knee and left heel, stretching your left arm up and overhead. Exhale to release your hips back down, folding back over the left leg. Inhale to slowly roll up and cross your right foot over the left knee, hugging onto the knee with your left elbow and twisting your right arm back behind you, twisting through the upper body just as much as is comfortable. And taking a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly begin to unwind, extending both legs out long before rolling down onto your back. Hug your right knee in towards your chest, opening the hip, and feel free to stay here, but if you have mobility in your hamstrings today, I encourage you to try reaching down and grabbing a hold of your big toe and extending your leg up. You can either keep the knee bent, pulling it down towards your elbow like a half happy baby, or extend the foot all the way up, trying to straighten the leg as much as is comfortable for you. If the toe is not accessible, you can also just interlace your hands behind your thigh or your calf. Slowly begin to bend back into the knee and bring it back to center. And then shift your hips off to the right and bring your right knee across your body to the left, coming into a reclined twist, extending your right arm out at your side, making sure that both shoulders stay planted on the mat and that you can still breathe deeply. Inhale to come back to center and extend both legs out long in front of you, just resetting before doing the second side. So inhale, hug your left knee into the chest, and you can stay here if you'd like, or reach down and grab a hold of the big toe and come into half happy baby, or extend the leg all the way up, keeping a micro bend in the knee, but stretching through the hamstring. Slowly bring the knee back down, hugging it into the chest, recentering, before shifting your hips off to the left and dropping your knee to the right, extending your left arm out at your side, coming into a reclined spinal twist on the other side. Inhale slowly brings you back to center, and hug both knees into your chest, maybe making some circles with the knees, or just swaying from side to side. Just really listening to your body here and knowing what it's calling for. Maybe reach down and grab onto the outer edges of your feet to come into happy baby. Maybe playing with straightening one leg and then the other. And then bring the soles of feet to touch, resting down on the mat, coming into a reclined butterfly position with your soles touching. Soles? You have two soles. Your soles of feet touching and your palms resting on top of your hips. And allow your body to just relax into this final posture of class before moving into Shavasana. Reground into your breath. Reground into stability and stillness. Slowly extend your legs out long, and you can keep your hands on your hips or allow them to rest at your sides, releasing any leftover tension that you might be holding on to in the upper back, the neck, the jaw, or the tongue. Draw your thoughts away from what happens next and just focus on your breath. The rise and fall of your chest as you imagine the earth beneath you gently holding and cradling you in stillness. Regrounding into the element of earth after our movement practice. Inhale to reach your arms up and overhead for one last full body stretch before bending into the knees and rolling off to your favorite side, keeping your eyes closed. Gently press yourself up into a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you, placing your hands on either your knees or at heart center. Taking one final grounding breath, deep inhale and deep exhale. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for completing this practice with me. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. And I hope you have a wonderful, grounded rest of your day. Bye guys.